Hello everyone, this is Premacharya from Dented Code. Welcome back to HTML course for Absolute Beginner Part 1. In this tutorial, we will look a few slides and try to understand what is HTML and how you can use HTML to construct a web page. We will go through the slides and then try to understand the basic of HTML. So understanding HTML is the first step in the web development. So let's understand what is HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it is not a programming language. HTML is a standard markup language for all the web pages. HTML consists of a series of elements. HTML describes structure of the web page, and it tells the browser how to display the content on the web page. So, no HTML, no page. The foundation of HTML elements are tag, attributes, and the actual content itself that to be displayed on the page. HTML elements are the building blocks of the web page. So let's look into tag in a little more detail. So what is tag? So the combination of tag forms a HTML elements. The one, as you can see here, the elements name goes inside the two angle bracket, opening angle bracket and closing angle bracket, and this is a HTML tag. So you call this one HTML tag, opening HTML tag, and you always have to close the tag with the backslash at the front of the element name inside the opening angle bracket. When you have an opening tag and the closing tag and the content inside the tags, that is a complete set of elements. So these are the list of the HTML element tags. There are like over 100 of them, but you probably not going to use all of them in your probably entire development life. So you don't have to remember all of them. As you learn HTML and then start building web pages, you will come to know all of them. So there are a few patterns. Once you start coding quite a lot, these one will become your natural language. So do not try to remember all of them at once. So it will come in your mind as you developing the future. So there are a few elements. They are called semantic elements, like article, aside. These are the semantic elements. So the semantic means the meaningful. So if you are writing some article in your page, you probably want to use article elements, or if you have some sidebar, you probably want to use side. So these are called semantic because they have some meaning. Okay, let's look into the example of the tags and elements. As you already know, the HTML elements consist of opening tag, closing tag, and the content. So we can look into the example here. P is the element for paragraph. So opening P is the paragraph opening, and there is a closing tag, and we have a content in the middle. So the HTML elements also can have attributes. It can have more than one attributes or no attributes. Attributes are not compulsory to construct the element, but attribute allow us to do a lot of other things for the content. We will look into that more detail when we start working on CSS and JavaScript. For now, let's understand what are the attributes. So attribute always goes inside the opening tag only, and you can provide multiple attributes. And the way you provide attributes is that you write the attribute name first and write equals to and the attribute value in the double quote. So these are the list of attributes you can use. So there are few attributes you can use in some certain tags only. So once we start building up the pages, you'll learn. There are also some pattern. Once you start learning like inputs and some semantic elements, you will know which one you can use where. And just want to tell you one thing, that the class is one of the most used attribute. There are quite a lot, and the type is quite a lot used as well. in input. So basically you need type in almost all the inputs. So we will go through all of this one, or maybe not all of them, most of them, as we building up the pages. Okay, so you don't have to remember all of them, but for your reference I put most of them here. So let's look at the example of how you can use elements and attribute together. So here, as you know, elements attribute name equals to attribute value inside the opening tag. So for example, the P here P here is the element name, and the ID here is the attribute. The ID here in the list here, so this is one of the many attributes. So ID goes here and equals to the first. Okay, the value can be anything, so you always try to give the value that has a meaning related to the content, so that it's easy for you to remember. And then this is the value definitely, and some content, and this is how you complete the element using attribute and the attribute value. Attribute represents as a key value pair most of the cases. Some of the attribute only you can use by attribute name itself. We will look into that later as well, but just for now, just remember that the attributes always come with value. And this is how you construct the web page. So if you see doc type HTML, that means it's saying that this document type, this web page is HTML5 web page, and HTML and this HTML tells that everything inside the HTML is related to the web page, and HTML have at least two another elements like a head and the body. Head means the head contains all the metadata of the web page, so they are not necessarily will display in the web page, but this information you provide here will help how you want to. So whatever you write inside the body will be displayed on the page if you want them to display. So this is the basic layout of the page. So when you construct the page, you probably want to use the semantic elements, means meaningful elements, so that you know which one you are working on. So if you have some header, probably you use header elements. Similar goes to the navbar. And if you have some section, use section. And if you have some article, use article. And the aside use for the sidebars. And footer is definitely like goes at the bottom, where normally people put like a company information or privacy policy stuff, or like some like a copyright information. So normally this is like a very basic form of page construction using the semantic elements. So let's look into Instagram web page and see how they are constructing their page. Let's go to the browser. Okay, you see this is the whole web page. So if you want to see what code they are using here, you can always right click and go to inspect. By the way guys, I am using Chrome, so if you want to follow along, you can use Chrome browser, or you can use any other browser you like. When you see here elements, see you can see HTML, as you can see here, let me make bigger. See here you can see HTML elements, doc type HTML, that means this is the HTML5 document. When you say document here, that means the whole page that you write. So as you can see here, you can see inside the HTML, don't worry about this attribute at the moment. This is language, means English, EN for English, and classes. We'll come to classes later on when we start working on the CSS in the another tutorial. Here you can see HTML content heading and the body, as we see in our how to construct the page presentation slide before. So the head contains all the metadata, so including title. The title here means like when you hover over here, it says like instagram.com, that's the title coming from. So these are the metadata. We will look into little more detail later on. So I just want to show you, this is the head page. you will not see any of the information here on the page which is written in the head. But if you see body here, you can see so many HTML elements here, like a div. They're using div, and they're also using section. Inside the section main, so basically the elements can contain the actual like a content or the another elements. Okay, so here if you want to see, let's say how this this Instagram written here is presented, you click on this one, this icon, and click here. It will take you where exactly it is written. Yeah, it is saying Instagram, and they are using h1 elements inside div, inside another div. So this is like a hierarchy, tree hierarchy. So basically you start with the body, and inside the body now you start constructing page using div, section, main. So they are one step inside another. So there is, so when you create the so when you are writing elements inside elements, make sure you don't cross the closing tag. So if you're writing div elements inside the section, make sure your opening and closing div is inside the opening and closing of the element section. So do not write opening of one element and then inside you open on another tag and then you close the section and then use the closing tag which was open inside. So that is no. Okay, so this is like looking beautiful because they are using CSS. Let's, for example, if you delete the CSS, you can see the pure HTML only. HTML alone is not beautiful. See now how the pages started looking because it doesn't have a CSS. Okay, we are on the next video we are going to create our own HTML. I'm gonna teach you how to write web page using HTML only, and we will look as much as element and tags and everything you need to know to create a complete web page. Okay, so that is all for this video, guys. I don't want it to be too long, so let's break it down to small ones so that we can continue in the another video. Okay, I'll see you in the next.